Caitlin Clark had the best offensive game of her young WNBA career, but it wasn't enough for the Indiana Fever to overcome a spate of turnovers and red-hot three-point shooting by the Los Angeles Sparks. The Sparks rode a 14 of 23 effort, 60.9%, from three-point distance to an 88-82 win Monday to deny the Fever their second win of the season. Clark finished with a career-high 30 points alongside 5 rebounds and 6 assists. She shot 7 of 16 from the field and 3 of 10 from three-point distance while scoring 13 points from the free throw line. But her 7 turnovers repeatedly cost the Fever as they attempted to thwart the Sparks' offensive onslaught. Kia Nurse countered with 22 points while hitting 5 of 6 three-pointers to lead the Sparks' offense. Ari McDonald added 21 points off the Los Angeles bench while hitting 3 of 5 threes. Cameron Brink, who was selected second in April's draft behind Clark, tallied 3 points, 3 rebounds and 2 blocks in a step back from a sensational start to her WNBA career. After trailing at halftime, 37-32, the Fever took control of the game, 43-37 with an 11-0 run to start the quarter. But the Sparks countered with an 11-0 run to end the quarter sparked by three-pointers on 3 straight possessions. The Sparks then seized control with a 12-0 run in the fourth quarter to open a 76-63 advantage. The Fever would answer with an 8-0 run to cut their deficit to 79-73, but they didn't have enough to close the gap down the stretch. The loss dropped the Fever to 1-7 as Clark continues to face growing pains 8 games into her professional career. The scoring that was her trademark at Iowa has come in spurts. It's been accompanied by a high turnover ratio. Monday was the 4th time that Clark scored 20-plus points with the Fever. It's also the 4th time she's committed 6-plus turnovers. Through 8 games, she's averaging 17.3 points, 6.3 assists, 5.4 rebounds and 5.5 turnovers. She's shooting 38.1% from the field and 31.3% from three-point distance. The win was the second of the season for Los Angeles, which improved to 2-4. It avenges an earlier loss to the Fever that marked the first win of Clark's career. Brink has been a bright spot in the tough start to the Sparks season. She's now averaging 9.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, 1.2 steals and a league-high 3 blocks per game while shooting 52.8% from the field and 41.2% from three-point distance. Iowa University's women's basketball team and head coach Jensen are going through their first season without star Caitlin Clark since 2019. The Hawkeyes are off to a 12-4 start and are ranked 23rd in the nation, but they've struggled with conference play in the first year of the newly expanded Big Ten, going just 2-3. Jensen addressed the team's lack of senior leadership to reporters after a loss to Illinois on Thursday, with the Hawkeyes having lost back-to-back conference games for the first time since Clark's freshman season, citing the youth of the current roster. "I can't afford to compare what has happened in the past, because these guys are giving me a lot and they're still young, and I have to develop a little bit of senior leadership or upperclassman leadership, because that is what we're missing," Jensen said. In 4 seasons at Iowa, Clark broke the NCAA's all-time scoring record among both men's and women's players, leading the team to the NCAA championship game twice. She was also a consensus National Player of the Year as a junior and senior. Clark was selected with the number 1 pick in last year's WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever after her Iowa career. As a WNBA rookie in 2024, Clark set records for the most points and three-pointers by a rookie in league history, while also becoming the first rookie to record a triple-double, a feat she accomplished twice. Her 337 assists not only were the most by a rookie, they were the most by any player ever in a single season. The Iowa women's basketball team announced it will have a ceremony to retire Clark's jersey on February 2nd. Clark's number 22, which she wears for the Fever, will hang from the rafters at Carver Hawkeye Arena and the teams have begun practicing, and they just recently completed their first ever media day. Reese spoke to the media recently regarding her thoughts on the conditions of the league. "I would stay here forever," Reese said in her first unrivaled media availability, per Noah Dalzell of SB Nation. "Everything I need is here, from massages to cold tubs, to being able to have resources, to workouts and everything." That was the goal for Unrivaled. The founders wanted players to feel appreciated and valued while competing in the league. Players are not only being compensated well, but they are practicing, training, and playing in some of the nicest facilities Miami had to offer. The unrivaled venue is packed with world-class amenities and luxuries to help make players' experience seamless during the next 9 weeks. The venue comes with a makeup and hair room, state-of-the-art training and recovery facilities, and even childcare for mothers who choose to bring their children along for the journey. We're going to provide daycare servicing for the mothers on arrival, League President Alex Basil told Dalzell. It's everything that the athletes need under one roof when it comes to anything and everything, on court or off court for them. On Saturday's episode of Locked On Women's Basketball, host Hunter Cruz is joined by co-hosts Emily Adler and Lincoln Schaefer to talk about the 2025 WNBA draft prospects rising and falling midway through the season. First, the trio highlights Notre Dame guard Olivia Miles as a major riser due to her dramatic improvement in three-point shooting. Miles is now not only creating space but hitting tough shots like pull-ups and step-backs, making her an even more dangerous offensive threat. This improvement, combined with her ability to draw defensive attention, has propelled her to the top of the draft board, making her no doubt one of the top 2 prospects in this class. Howard Megdal, founder and editor of The Next and the Ninth, just announced his latest book. It captures both the historic nature of Caitlin Clark's rise along with the critical context, over the previous century, that helped make it possible. Interviews with Clark, Lisa Bluter, C. Vivian Stringer, Jensen, Molly Kazmar and so many others were vital to the process. If you enjoy his coverage of women's basketball every Wednesday at the 9, you will love Becoming Caitlin Clark, the unknown origin story of a modern basketball superstar. Click the link below to pre-order and enter Megdal 30 at checkout. The discussion later focuses on 2 draft prospects from South Carolina, guards Raven Johnson and Bree Hall, whose stock has fluctuated in recent months. Both players' futures hinge on their ability to refine their weaknesses and make a more significant impact in the professional league. Johnson, despite her strong defensive abilities and size, struggles with offensive consistency, particularly her shooting, which limits her impact on the game. While she's a solid defender, her inability to draw defenders or create offensive advantages is a concern. On the other hand, Hall's stock has dropped due to her lack of development in key areas, particularly as a shooter. Her limited offensive volume and hesitation to take open shots make her a more specialized player with a narrow skill set, though she still holds potential as a late-round prospect. It's nearly decision time for Kelsey Mitchell. The Indiana Fever guard just finished a 3-year extension on her rookie contract, making her an unrestricted free agent for the first time in her career. Mitchell is going into free agency at the right time, too. She's coming off the 2 best years of her career, named an All-Star both seasons. In 2024, she helped lead the Fever to the playoffs for the first time in her career, finishing the regular season just 3 total points behind rookie phenom Caitlin Clark. The former Ohio State star saw the Fever go from a laughingstock in the league when she was drafted in 2018 to a team on the rise and the WNBA's walking billboard in 2024. With a new front office and a new coach, the Fever could soon become one of the league's most formidable teams. Will these past 2 years of progress make her want to stay with the organization? The Fever hopes so. Kelsey Mitchell is our top priority heading into free agency, Fever GM Amber Cox said in November. She, in my mind, is a cornerstone of this franchise. She's been here for 7 seasons, and she has, endured a lot, hasn't won a lot, so I really want her here to enjoy what is to come. She deserves that.